Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the first three sword vehicles from Power Ranger Samurai, which are the Beetle Zord with the Green Ranger, the Swordfish Zord with the Blue Ranger, and the Tiger Zord with the Red Ranger. So these are the American equivalents to the Shinkeno auxiliary origamis, Toro origami, Kajiki origami, and Kabuto origami. I will be doing a comparison, but again, if you want a full review of the Japanese versions, I will put a link below. I did review those three on Anime Secrets Fandom Toy Box segment, so there'll be a link there if you want to see those. Anyway, there you go. So, these are kind of like, because in the MMPR 2010 line, they had the whole, like, Zord vehicles things, which weren't ever in the show, but they made them. Here, these are actually in the show, so there's reason to buy them. But to make them sell more, they have these little Ranger figures. I think it would have been better off just making this a single Megazord set and releasing as the Battlewing Megazord, or Samurai Battlewing just as a set, which they probably would have done back in like the Wild Force days, but you know, whatever. So we'll start with the Beetle first because he was the first one to appear in the show. Yeah, that Red Ranger sucks, but so the Green Ranger can ride it when you can get him on there. It's, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing you can do. Yep, so we're not going to use him again. So, if you roll him, his horn spins. That's about it. He's tiny, though. Let's compare him to Kabuto origami, who is a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Kabuto origami's head locks, so if you unlock and then spin the disc, his head spins. But because we don't have the disc gimmick in Samurai, it just kind of works like this. His legs are a lot bigger, a lot more stylized than his, whereas this one looks a lot more accurate to the show. And of course, hidden disc gimmick. I mean, the disc is molded, but you know, doesn't have it. This doesn't push in, so it just has visible face there, whereas this one, you know, there you go. No paint, well, less paint, because these are supposed to be silver. It's actually not too badly painted, but and this is a lot smaller than this connection piece, but that's basically the whole liner in a nutshell. So we'll go back to that. Next up, we'll do the Swordfish with the Blue Ranger. Can ride. Exciting. Yeah. Anyway, if you roll him, his tail flips. That's about it. He's the most changed of these Zord vehicles, I do believe. But here is Kajiki origami. He has a molded mouth now, which this one doesn't have because, you know, he does that. Tail has been reworked because the transformation is actually a lot different. And this one doesn't have missiles, and of course, you know, paint app differences, you know, typical American to Japanese thing. If you unlock this and then spin the disc, his nose kind of wobbles. And you know, as always, hidden disc. The Samurai line doesn't have the hidden discs, so yeah, and his nose can come out. And then we have the Tiger Zord, not to be confused with Tiger Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You fold him up, the Red Ranger can ride it, and he can roll his front wheels. Exciting. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, those things are useless. Those Ranger figures are absolutely useless. I don't know if they come in the box set. If you got this, just the Gigazord, I don't know if it comes in the box set. But anyway, here is Tora origami. I mean, the others were smaller, but this guy's a lot bigger. But he was big. He was bigger than the other two. For some reason, I don't know why. These are molded correctly. The back ones are molded differently. I don't know why they changed that.
But otherwise, this guy's actually pretty close
He's the closest of the three, I think. I always thought he was the best of the first three origamis anyway. But, you know, typical big change, hidden disc. He doesn't have hidden disc. None of them do. So, anyway. These, of course, can all combine with the Samurai Megazord, which means these guys can also combine with Shinkeno, and I will show that off. First up, we'll do the Beetlezord. So if we get Samurai Megazord prepped, I did get a new sword for him, actually, so it's not anywhere near as warped. But, we'll put the helmet in his leg. This guy comes apart by just, you pull off his head. This opens up and becomes a shield. And this just kind of goes on his head and opens up. Exciting. I think this is called the Beetle Blaster Megazord, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I have not watched Samurai. Actually, no. I've seen a couple of episodes of Samurai, but it's just I never really followed it. But this ain't really accurate to the show at all. Because in the show, these are supposed to detach and attach to his arms, and that back piece is supposed to be part of the head still. So this is a major change, and it's not accurate at all. So I feel like kids would be upset. Because if you look at the Shinkeno version, that's basically how we looked in the show. So I don't know what happened here. I prefer show accuracy, so this is just wrong. But, you know, what can you do? I don't make Bandai of America's decisions for them. Granted, they don't make Power Rangers toys anymore, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, this what's most dumb. You can slightly make it more show accurate if you pull off the legs and plug this in. You can make it a little more show accurate. It's not 100%, but there's an attempt there. You can make it. So the Beetlezord by himself, he's nothing. He's not amazing. He's not like awful or anything, but personally, I don't think he's all that great. You might like him, but by himself, he is definitely not worth it. However, he's not the worst one. Swordfish is. So, I don't know how they came up with this, but pull off the head, fold these fins in, pop this up, plug that in. There you go. So far, he looks pretty accurate, right? Pop off the arm, put the sword in the arm, and then replace the arm. That is not at all how that works in the show. I don't know where they came up with that, because in the show, all the Zords stay, and this comes the part of the back. Like this. This is how it's supposed to look. I don't know. I really don't know what happened here at all. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing for you on that one. Yeah, that one's easy. Yeah, the Swordfish Sword is terrible, honestly. Unless you have everything else. And that connects really tight on mine. Unless you have everything else, don't even bother. Because it's just really stupid. And I don't like it. But, next up, we got the Tiger. Alright, so the Tiger Zord, actually quite a bit better than the other two, in my opinion. So we're going to pull this piece up. And this guy's going to rip apart. Now, the way I do it is I put these ones on the side, and I put these on the back. There you go. So if you want to look kind of like that, plug it in right there, fold this piece up, Plug this part on. There you go. I, again, don't remember what it's called, but that's pretty close. It's not 1-to-1, but it's a pretty close attempt at it. Because, like, I'll show you in a second. It's not too far off from the Japanese version. There are some differences, and of course I'll point them out. But they got the general shape, which is more like I said about the other two. So I won't say it's like perfectly accurate, because it's not, but it's close. So, obviously, the tail on the Tiger Zord can't fold up, so you don't have this. And they actually have these in the front on the Japanese version. So, but that's pretty close, I think. So I think the Tiger is definitely the best of the three here. So, definitely if you only want one auxiliary, if for some reason you only want one auxiliary, I have a lot of questions for you. But if you only want the one, Tiger's not too bad. He's not my favorite auxiliary in the line. I don't own that yet. Hopefully soon. But, yeah, no, I think of the main auxiliaries. Oh, actually, no. My favorite auxiliary I do own. I was thinking of the extra one. You know who? You probably know exactly what I'm talking about if you're fans of Shinkanji. But, you know, I think of the first three, the Tiger, in both lines, really, is the best one. So if you're only going to get one auxiliary for some reason, Tiger's not a bad pick. But there's more that they can do, of course. They're really tight on there for some reason. So, we'll leave him like this, but I'm going to do some modifications. So, I like for this combination, I like putting the full legs on top and the half legs on the bottom. This guy is going to plug right in there. And there you go. Take the swordfish, pull off his tail, fold his pokey fins up, plug that into the side, connect the tail right up here, and then fold that tail back. Take this guy, connect the legs up here, take these legs, fold them up here, pop off his horn, and he's going to plug into the side, plug this guy in up front, and then put this on, and you have the Samurai Battlewing. Again, it's very small. It's a very, very small. But I find it interesting they were able to turn Kabuto Beetle, a swordfish, and a tiger into a phoenix. But he's tiny. Like, if you compare him to Dai Tenku, the size difference here is insane. And that's not even the biggest size difference in this line. But it's very big. There are some differences. Because of the way the tail is shaped, it's very inaccurate over here because that's supposed to open up and turn around and plug it differently. Here is a lot smaller. Because the wings are more stylized, that's inaccurate. These can't fold. The tiger head plugs in on the bottom, whereas on the Japanese version, the tiger head plugs in on the back there. That tiger head just kind of goes places in this line. It's very strange. But if you, the Samurai Battlewing is not bad, though. It's not 100% accurate, which is a lot of the case for the Samurai line. But it doesn't mean they're bad substitutes. They're a lot cheaper. They're a lot cheaper. These will, they ran just $17 back in the day. Now they cost me $35 a piece to get them, which isn't the worst thing ever, given how old these toys are now. And I got them all actually in box, so that was pretty cool. But there's one more thing that these guys can do. So we're going to combine everything now. So we're going to disconnect these pieces and the little crown piece. And the whole entirety of the Samurai Battlewing is going to plug in there. Take these pieces, plug them in to the legs. Now take this whole thing, plug it in as a mask, and then plug it in up top. And there you have the Battlewing Megazord. Not 100% accurate. That's not bad, but I personally think the Shinkenger version looks so much better. Yeah, I know he's got the drill nipples, but that's how it looks in the show. Whereas here, they move them down here, which if you prefer that, good for you. I'm always going to prefer show accuracy, so actually the Japanese version does it a lot better. Yeah, there you go. I think basically Japanese version is better, but the Japanese version is still a lot more expensive than the American version. This isn't bad though. I'm not gonna say it's bad because I don't think it's bad. Individually, yeah, these guys aren't that great. Together, they're actually pretty cool. I think the Battlewing is cool. I think the Battlewing Megazord is solid enough. They're good substitutes if you can't afford the Japanese versions. If you already have the Japanese versions, unless you're like me and you really love the Shinkenger mechs, don't bother, because they're not really worth it if you already have the Shinkenger ones, because the Shinkenger ones are superior. But for what they are, I think they're actually pretty cool. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I will have a link for my full review of the Japanese Daitenku review in the description. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Take care.